Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the A-body Barracudas and what you need to know about them if you want to get into one yourself. Okay. First of all, they are highly overlooked in the Mopar world. They are one of the probably the most overlooked Mopar really out there. Um, I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the Mitsubishi cars getting more interest and more money. So really, I'm serious. Some of the Chrysler Mitsubishi cars, you know. Um, so with that out of the way, you can get one of these cars really inexpensively. They do make some reproduction stuff for them. Um, there's two or three different companies making stuff for them now, so it's not hard to restore these cars. However, um, I wouldn't go so far as to go through a full on resto of one, especially one like mine, because it was pretty rough. Uh, when I got it, it was pretty rough, and it was a candidate for a full on resto. No, a slow over time restoration where I'm replacing like a you know rotted out fender and rotted out floorboards and stuff like that. Yeah, that makes sense. But going through and having some company, some restoration place go through a 100-point concourse rotisserie restoration, uh, no, no. Uh, you'll be lucky if you get one of these cars. You'll be lucky to see 20K. You'll be lucky to see 15, and that's really like a very high end one, very very nice. Everything, you know, all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted. I mean, very 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 nice car, and you're going to be hard pressed to break 15, 16,000. Um, there's been two or three that's gotten into the 17, and one actually broke 20K, made it to 20K, for broke into the 20K range for at an auction. um, but that's basically, you get two guys or girls, whatever the case may be, two people at an auction who want the same car, and they're willing to butt heads until one of them taps out. Then that's what happens. So that's why auction prices and retail auction prices and then prices out here in the real world don't really make a lot of sense. I know of a guy who isn't very far from my location in East Tennessee here, and he has a Barracuda like this. His has a 340 in it, and it has a bunch of really nice work done to it. Uh, that was probably a car they started with that was probably pretty straight and didn't need a lot of work. Not like this one. Okay, this one did need a lot more work. Now, not so much. So, what I'm trying to tell you is, he wants like he wants like 20. He started out at 30K for this thing like 20 years ago. I checked on it 20 years ago, and like a couple of years ago, I saw that he still had it. He still wants to sell it. It I don't think it's been moved in years. It doesn't look like it's been moved in years, and he wants like he still wants 20K for 25K. You know, ain't gonna happen. It's just it's a nice car, but you know, I mean, somebody's gonna have to go through the fuel system, the cooling system, the brakes. You're gonna have a lot of work in there, and let's hope that whomever has done the work before done it correctly. So anyway, um, but yeah, you can get into one of these cars relatively inexpensively, and you can get and have yourself a fantastic car. Um, fantastic car, and you can have something that you're not going to see a whole lot of them at car shows. I mean, I've had this one at quite a few drag races and stuff, slant six races, and nobody knows what it is. You know, and then some people are actually like, "Ooh, what is that?" You know, and then some people are like, you know, you know, it's just totally for. I don't know why this is, but it's like most, not most, but there's a lot of Mopar people. They start liking Mopars like 1960, 67, 68. That's when they start getting into them. After that, you know, before that, they don't care. You know, for them, it's the golden years, the golden muscle car years, which is like, you know, 68 maybe to 71. You know, after that, they don't give a shit. Before that, they don't give a shit. So they don't even care about what the Barracuda was before, you know, the 71 Barracuda or 70 Barracuda. So, by the way, the 71s are like, and 70 and 71 model Barracudas are commanding big prices. It's just, it's they've gotten, some of those have gotten into just ridiculous amounts of money. So, and we're talking just like, you know, some of them are clones. They started out as slant six or V8 cars, and they had, you know, somebody, you know, redone them and made them look like, you know, CUDA, you know, or a CUDA AAR, you know, or something like that. And they've, of course, you know, the auction, you know, Barrett Jackson, a lot of those guys, a lot of those companies, they'll, which that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to get you the biggest dollar they can for your car. And that's what they did. So anyway, oops. Anyway, so you get the point. What I'm trying to get, the point I'm trying to get across is that when you do one of these, start with the nicest car you can afford, and you know, there's a lot of them out there still. 65 was the biggest production year for all the Barracudas, period. In 67, they went to an entirely different body style. This one sort of resembles the Valiants from 64 to 66. Doesn't sort of resemble, it really does resemble. There's a lot of interchange there. And it doesn't bother me. You know, some people get a little twerked about that, you know. I mean, it is what it is. It was a Valiant. Okay? They took a Valiant. They put a fastback roof line on it. They tilted the front windshield back. You know, they did a bunch of little stuff. And here it is. Is there a lot of specialized, special stuff on it? No. You know, and that's what's great. There isn't. So, but that's why I like them. Okay. The very first time I saw this car in particular, I didn't even know what it was. I liked it, but I didn't know what it was. So, anyway, there we go. All right. So I'm going to get off here, and I'm going to work on my truck a little bit, and I'll be making a video about that and showing you some bits about that. Okay. All right. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless. Have a great one. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, subscribes, everything. So let's keep it going, okay? Thank you so much. Have a great one.